Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco. Dish out all the movies. Today we are reviewing Season 2 of Fallout. Hey, how does everybody like it?
We like it a lot! Yeah! Oh wait, who's that, Safi?
I don't know.
That was me doing it like a voice. There's no one here with us.
Well,
wait,
there's Bernie, our cat.
but wait, who am I? What is my name?
Okay, so anyway, I don't know exactly how to unpack it. I guess we talked briefly about the episode.
Well, I'll unpack it.
Well, okay, just let me say,
Okay.
I am, personally for me, I'm going to go back to the previous season. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but maybe watch at least the last 2 episodes. Because this season, okay, well, let's talk about one thing they're doing differently. Last season, they just released them all the episodes. So we kind of basically binge watched all of them, and it was awful. Just horrible.
And I will say, a lot of the times recently on this channel, I've been kind of hesitant about watching things. Like, I was really hesitant about the Welcome to Derry show because the It Chapter 2 was so terrible. We saw that in theaters. It was so disappointing. And with this show, I gotta be honest, I have PTSD. I have PTSD from season 1 where we like binged it all in one day. That was like torture. That was like, the part in A Clockwork Orange, where he's put under the mind control thing and they hold his eyeballs open, so his eyes open so he can watch the fucking, movies in the theater all day long.
The anti-alcohol drug.
That's what that reminded me of, watching all of that Fallout show in just one day. It was horrible. Like, it to be honest, like, it makes me not even like the first season. Like, I look back at that, and I think, like, ugh. I just feel like, ugh. I did not like that.
It was really good. It's just the fact that I can't do that.
It doesn't matter.
I just don't want to. And it does leave. Everything was all smashed together.
Yeah.
It's like compressed into, if you don't know, like a record. You know what I'm talking about? A record that you would play on a stereo or a record player. It was like all compressed into one thing. And
so to me, I think that the first season will be forever tainted. Like, I would never watch the first season again because of that experience.
And I'm wondering what the rationale for doing that was. And I know we've got to start talking about the season we're on, but the thing is, there's so much to it. It's so complex. There's quite a few characters. There's also different scenes or different, what would you call it, places where the characters are. So there's a lot to it. And to compress it all into one glop like that, or release it all in one, glop, is just too much.
It's because of Netflix. That's what Netflix started. Netflix ruined movies, ruined TV. They started that trend, and so now every other show has to do that.
Yeah, but
and I will
Amazon.
say, I hate you people. Anyone who advocates for binge watching shows, anyone who advocates for TV show episodes to be released all in one day, I hate you. I hate you with a passion.
All right,
I despise you. And I don't say that. I don't say those things without thinking about what they mean. I hate you.
Okay.
Because I hate binge watching.
Okay.
I don't want to binge watch. I want to watch a show at my own pace, because TV shows are not meant to be binge watched. It is not good to binge watch. And so I was really happy that they made season 2 a week-to-week release. I thought that was such a nice thing of them to do, because without that, I would have seriously considered not watching the show anymore.
Well, at least it made you think about the one episode and everything that happened in it, because there were like, at least 3 parts of the story, different from each other, but connected, of course, going on.
Yeah.
3 different settings.
I would say 4 or 5, though.
Well, just basically.
No,
There are at
there's
least
4 or
3
5.
groups. And so, anyway, it made it a lot better and more enjoyable. And I still, this time around, I still like the show. I can't believe it. And I played this game, and I haven't finished it. I don't know if I ever will. Marco seems to think
She will.
You all would love that. I hate remote control games, and
this season is based off of that specific game.
I know that,
So.
I know, and that's what's interesting about it too, is you get to see a whole made-up story that you can fit on top of this game. So you think about when you played the game and the things that you've seen, and then you add this to it. It makes it really interesting and enjoyable. So
it's fun, and I would say if I would like to say something about the season at first, I think it's really funny because you already have people who, like this one specific review company, and I'm not going to say who they are, but they're a huge company, and they said that this first episode is bad, it's slow, they're spinning their wheels, they don't know what to do with the characters, and it's like, no, that's just what TV shows are. TV shows take their time with story. That's what TV is made for. It's not made so that you can binge watch the whole show in one day and be like, oh, wow, that was really cool. Like it's a movie. It's a show. And so to say that they're spinning their wheels is the most retarded bullshit I've ever heard. I mean, they're setting up a story. And you know what? I could hardly remember the story from last season because I had such a miserable experience. And so I was really thankful that they slowed down to a snail's pace to just kind of welcome you back into the show. I thought that was a really good thing of them to do, because we don't even know the story of the season yet. We basically just know they're going after, Lucy and the Ghoul are going after her dad, and the dad is working with Mr. House, who has full control over New Vegas, because, Safi wouldn't know, but that's one of the endings of the game, because there's many different endings of the game, and you get to choose which one you want to do by your actions throughout the game. Mm. So the ending that this season is following is the one where Mr. House won, which really sucks because he's an evil piece of shit, and you see that right off the bat. They recast Mr. House, and they have this extended sequence where he's testing this kind of mind control device where he gets this guy to he puts it on him, and then that guy kills his friends, and then his head explodes. I mean, that was a very interesting opening, and I really liked it just because I like the fact that right off the bat we get to spend like 10 minutes with Mr. House, because that's like a big, welcome New Vegas fans type of thing.
Oh.
Like welcome to you guys who, that's the best Fallout game, and so we're going to celebrate you this season. To me, I really like that, even though it's kind of confusing because I don't know where that's going to go. I don't know what the point of it is yet,
Well, see, for me, who has not finished the game,
yeah,
Mr. House, and I don't want to jump through the episode yet.
Well, that's the opening scene.
Yeah, but at the end, we see something else in relationship to Mr. House, and the thing is, they have just been through a nuclear holocaust.
Yeah.
And nobody can make any assumption about what has happened to people and how they ended up and how they could be ending up.
Mr. House can, because he's taken full control of everything after the game.
The thing is, in a nuclear holocaust, there's just too many, and we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how this season's going to end, or if they're going to end this season with showing him and his control. He might be dead, I'm thinking.
No.
And and also, well, starting to get into the episode, the
That's
Ghoul.
That's not my prediction.
The motivation, the Ghoul, and Lucy are looking for her dad.
Yeah.
But the Ghoul is also looking for his family.
Yeah.
And then Lucy has her brother back in the, would you say that was a vault, and all those people that she's thinking about. And I think she feels a responsibility towards, but then she's thinking about her father, who I don't get his, it's like he has a son and a daughter, and it's like, who cares? I don't care about them. I just care about myself and the power I have with Mr. House.
No, I think he did offer. I can't remember, but from what I remember, I think he did ask her to come with him at the end of last season. So he did want to go on adventures with her to do evil shit, which is kind of funny. It's like,
But he raised her not to do that.
You want to take your kid on evil adventures, like it's such a weird, like. You can't really think of like many serial killers or anything where like it's the father and son or mother and son or mother and daughter. Like that's I don't think that's really ever happened or hardly ever happened. So I don't know why he expected. See, I hated the finale, but anyways, Safi just went through the whole episode. But
no, I left out a whole chunk.
Well, you went through. What I mean is like you just kind of breezed through it, but like. I really liked the next scene, which was Lucy and the Ghoul. I guess they got into this situation with these bad guys. I can't remember if they were just raiders or they were cons. And I don't know if Safi can remember. Safi?
I don't know what that means. But
or psychos.
They were bad. And they were only
fiends.
wanting to do... But they have a beautiful... The dog they have, I looked it up, and maybe you all recognized it. It kind of looked like a German Shepherd to me, but I wanted to look it up to see, of course, is it real? Is it going to get killed? Of course, I can't find that out, but it's a Belgian Malinois.
Safi thought that she was going to ask Google if the dog's going to get killed. Like, Google's going to just spoil the whole season,
Well, because the Raiders, what happened is... Spoiler alert, the Ghoul has a noose around his neck. And if these raiders have their way, they're going to hang him and kill her and eat the dog.
And back to the point that I was trying to make before Safi interrupted me, is that I guess they got into this situation on purpose so that they could rob these guys. Like they end up getting the Ghoul, they string him up, and it kind of seems like they have control, and then she shoots the rope, and then he just kills everyone. I guess they're doing that, like, they've done that a couple of times, and it's like a planned thing, so that they can, rob them and steal all their stuff, which I thought that was cool, because I don't think that you can really do that in the Fallout games, where, like, you can plan out something as like complex as that. I think that you just go in a camp, kill everyone, and then take their stuff without a plan. But the thing that I really liked that I wanted to mention is that they played this old-timey song. I can't remember the title of the song, but the reason why I loved it is because that was a song that was in the game. The game, you have the different radio stations, right. And that's one of the songs. And so I thought that was also really, really cool.
That's good.
Again, it felt like they're trying to celebrate the New Vegas game rather than maybe like destroy the lore, destroy the canon, disrespect the characters so far. And so I really like that. I wanted to mention that before Safi
That's neat.
wanted to talk about the dog again. Safi, you like dogs?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think dogs are kind of gay. I think.
Oh, Marco, don't do that. Don't say stupid stuff like that.
I'm just kidding.
And he's just saying that he loves animals just like I do.
I prefer porcupines. I prefer snails. I ate snails for one of my birthdays. We went to the Wellington Grill, which is now closed down. These boomers, they kept complaining about Gen Z, and so then they shut down.
I don't know what he's talking about.
The people at Wellington Grill, they couldn't get anyone to work for them. They kept on complaining about no one wants to work, but then they wouldn't hire anyone. And so then they shut down, So that's what happens a lot of the times, on a side note, is that these places, they keep complaining, no one wants to work, no one wants to work, but then they won't hire anyone.
Well, they won't pay them enough.
Yeah, and
that's
so
the problem.
But
we have to have a living wage. We could have that's a whole political thing. We don't need to. Well, not political. It's a reality thing. But we don't need to talk about that.
We went there for my birthday one year, and I ordered the escargot, and I will never do that. I'll never do that again. That was weird.
Not unless he goes to Paris and
no,
gets it at a real French restaurant.
Not even in Paris. I wouldn't even do that in Paris. In Paris, I'll order the bread with cheese. I won't have the escargot. That you can have it, Safi.
No, thank you.
You like snails?
Anywhere.
They were in butter sauce at Wellington Grill.
I don't care.
The butter sauce.
Anyway, let's move on.
Okay.
So he's talked about Mr. House. I don't think I ever, since I'm so young in the game, meaning I haven't done very many levels. I don't even know if I've done a level.
There are no levels.
Oh, whatever. I haven't gone that far in the game. Just say that. I don't even know who that is. So when they showed that guy, he was evil. And the thing is that the object that he stuck into the guy's neck, it shows up at the end. Not that particular one that was in that scene, but several of them. You could see them that were in people. The thing is, I want to know, and maybe Marco can answer. Okay, what we have in this episode,
that was random.
We have the Ghoul and Lucy. We have them and the dog, and they just talked about the scene they opened up with, how they had to do this teamwork and killing the people to get the things that they needed, or just to escape being killed themselves. Then you have the father. He's by himself, thinking he's got control of the universe, which I think he's
Oh my God!
He's an idiot. And then you have the people back at the vault that she left, her group, surviving, trying to survive, and that whole thing.
That I didn't like that. There was one scene that I thought was funny.
But you can't ignore him.
There was one scene that I thought that was the best part of the vault stuff, where they were having a meeting about how to cope with being an incest child. Like how to cope with the fact that
you're talk about that
you're
too. Different
than other people because your parents were related and
inbred.
I forgot that term. Well, I thought it was so funny, because that guy, he's like licking a lollipop the whole episode, the main one, and it was so funny because then they were like, so are we going to make rules that prevent people from... Which I don't know how they could, because they were all together in the vault, so how could they prevent inbreeding when they were all together in the first place? But they were like, are we going to impose rules against inbreeding? And he's like, no way, the rules are fine. And then they all left, and he's the only one there with this other woman. I thought that was a great scene. I thought in isolation, that might have been my favorite scene of the episode because it was so funny, and it was something that, like, I just feel like it fit perfectly into the Fallout world. But everything else in the vault, I really did not like.
The thing about the vault, that thing in particular, over the last 6 months, I've come across these videos. Now, I think some of them are AI. But, I mean, there has to be a reality to this happening, because I can see it happening, where people did this. Their families just inbred, and they're all, in the end, they're deformed, the babies die, and because they don't trust outsiders, the father's really religious, and they secluded themselves. And, I mean, they can hardly, their bones are screwed up, their organs are screwed up, they look weird, and they're sickly, And it's awful. And really, that's a real thing that could happen with these people in the vault. So the question I have about being in a vault is Marco tells me before we started doing this video, the vaults were not for safekeeping for the most part.
No.
They were places of experimentation.
Yeah, they're all made for experiments.
And so, but do the people who are in these vaults know that?
Well, I don't think this one. I can't remember if they said what the experiment was for this one, or maybe it wasn't all the vaults. I can't remember, but it's the companies. The companies that built the vaults, they didn't make them to protect people. They made them to experiment on them. So basically, usually in the games is whenever people find out that the vault is for an experiment, everything goes wrong from there. You know, like there's all sorts of weird experiments that they've done in the vaults in the games. And so I guess we could leapfrog over to the guy from last season when he got Lucy's brother when
His
he
name
got
is Norm.
Okay, when he got trapped in this other vault, and there's this brain guy that is keeping him there, and there's all these people in cryopods. So the brain said that until the outside is safe, which it's probably never going to be safe again with all the radiation. You know, I don't think that it would ever go away
That's
completely.
What I'm saying.
The radiation.
This Mr. House is a dipshit.
No.
And so is her father, because they think they're impervious to the things that could really happen. It's just like people today. It's like these billionaires and that $1 trillionaire.
Safi, you are a millionaire.
Well, they think they're impervious to reality. But in real time, they live and die just like all of us. And so do these people. And so the thing is, Norm is trapped into this other part of the quadrant. The door closed. It wasn't an accident that he was trapped there, or was it?
Okay, I want to finish my point
okay,
first
go ahead,
before you interrupted me. Before you interrupted me again, which you consistently do in all of our videos. I'm just pointing that out for the audience because I don't want you guys to think that that this is like a one-time thing. She does it all the time, and so I constantly have to go back and finish what I was saying. And so in this case, this experiment is that all the people in this vault are supposed to be put in these cryopods until the outside is safe, and only then can they go out and recolonize the wasteland. And so it's a really stupid idea, and I think it was even in Fallout 4, I think that might have been the experiment, because you were placed in a cryopod in Fallout 4, and then certain things happen and you get out. So I think they kind of copied and pasted that. And but what question were you asking about the vault?
Well, was that an accident that Norm got stuck in that area?
Yeah, I think so.
That's what I think so too.
I can't remember because I hated the finale so badly, but he decided because he doesn't have anything to eat. He has a little bit of water that he found somehow. I can't remember that, but he decides to just let all the people out of the cryopods, which I think there's going to be consequences from that. I think there's going to be a lot of consequences.
He kills the brain thing too.
Yeah.
It's a living brain in a ball, a clear ball that travels around on wheels like a robot, a brain controlled robot.
Would you like to be a brain robot, Safi?
No, I wouldn't.
Why not?
So anyway, so that's the one, but also they go to the other parts of the I'm saying the quadrant, thinking of that movie, the vault, and we have that head who's played by Cicely Tyson, which kind of freaks me out because years ago she was an actress on TV like in the 70s, and here she is. She's back and she's the designated head. I don't remember, like she took over from the father, and then they have this woman. Now this woman,
The eye patch woman.
Yes. I don't know her name.
She's the overseer of the vault, and she doesn't seem like a very good overseer. From what I remember, I can't remember the first season. I've already said that enough times to where it's probably irritating by now, but like, I can't remember, like, I think last season they voted for her to be the overseer or something. I can't remember, because I think her father was the overseer, so then when he left, they had to vote for a new one, but I can't remember. Needless to say, she's in charge, so they had a whole scene with her, and then her husband, she's not giving him anything to do. She just wants him to take care of the baby, which I thought that was kind of cringeworthy, to be honest. I mean, I did not like all that vault stuff.
I thought she's so stressed out, and really, this is such a hard thing for her that she's hiding in her job.
Yeah.
By what she's doing, she's hiding in it, because she doesn't really want to face the reality of what's in front of her, and her husband, and a baby. She can't handle it, so she's just like.
I just don't know what the point of it is.
Well, yeah. So you've got so they're running out of supplies, and they're trying to figure out what to do. So this is the other part of that vault. Remember, they had to consolidate, and then they had to split up. It's really, let's just say, it was kind of foggy, but still.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
They're trying to figure out what to do, and then you have Norm, and he's in another part, and he's stuck. They don't even know where he is. His friend's looking for him, saying, "What happened to him?" They have no. I don't get that either. It seems like they would know, like they would have, computer access to the other parts of the vaults. I don't get that. But anyway, so we got that's all going on. Then we have Lucy and the Ghoul, and so after they escape these men, they go on, and they're really going after the father, Kyle, from Twin Peaks. And he finds this. He goes to this. I guess he's in Las Vegas. Marco says.
New Vegas,
sorry, and it's this huge tower with suits in there. So he's got one of those big metal outfits,
power armor
on, and he takes it off, and he has. It's just like back in Twin Peaks. He was an FBI agent. He dressed impeccably in his dark suit. Well, he had these were weird suits, kind of like I don't want to describe it. It's nothing like a dark suit. It was something else, but they had a whole bunch of them. They had like 50 of them on a rack, and the ties and the shirts, and he puts this on, and then you see all these dead people, and then that's when that object appears on the desk where they laid their head and they exploded. Those objects were there, and he said something about, it looks like they met their fate, or the experiment went wrong, or I don't know. He said something. I want to play what he said exactly, I guess. But that was gross. But then he goes to this room, and he communicates his message to Mr. House. "Oh, I hope you're alive, and you did everything you could to be alive, and here I am, so you want to call on me, here I am."
He comes off as a real brown noser to Mr. House.
To me, it's like an assumption of ignorance, because this has been a nuclear holocaust, and they don't have control over every single thing in the end. Because, like Marco said, really, what's this going to be like on the outside? Is this ever going to clear up?
Mr. House owns all of it, Safi.
He owns it. Well, what does he own?
He owns all the land around New Vegas. He owns New Vegas.
He owns
he has
the
full
land,
control.
But what? He doesn't really?
Yes,
Didn't
Safi.
it get affected by the nuclear holocaust?
It got affected, but they built New Vegas. Like, you have to play the game, Safi.
But the thing is, the outside, he doesn't have any control over that.
Oh, he'll get control. He'll get control. I think just New Vegas and then the Hoover Dam. I can't remember, but because I don't think I ever I mean, I never would have, like, independently chosen to, help Mr. House win. I did not like Mr. House. I think the first time I played it, I chose the ending where, you're independent of everyone and you have your own faction and you get control of New Vegas. So, because my big thing, too, a big question that I would have is what happened to the main guy from the New Vegas game. Like, are they going to show that guy? Because they're going to have to at least reference him. Like, he's the key player in all the things that happened before this season. And so, I wonder what's going to happen with that. But I want to go ahead and say my biggest criticism of the show so far, because overall I really liked the episode. I thought it was fun. It was like a B. I mean, it was just, not much happened. It was a setup episode, so we'll have to see what happens next. But my big issue so far is that there's too many characters, there's too many storylines going on, and to me, I couldn't really feel in the first episode a main character. And if you have any kind of show, it doesn't matter if you have a bunch of characters, you need to feel whose show this is. I did not feel that it was Lucy's show. She's just kind of like a goofball. You couldn't feel that it was the Ghoul show. You couldn't feel that Maximus has not even shown up yet.
No.
So whose show is it? Like, you can't even. There's not even really a feel of, like, whose show this is.
But is that right, though? In the game, is it like that?
No, in the game, you're the main character. And
so it's your show.
It's your story, So that's a huge issue for me, because to me, it doesn't matter. For any show or movie, there has to be a main character, because that's where you get the emotion from. To me, there was no emotion that I got from the whole episode except for mild entertainment, and then it was kind of funny at some points. Like, there wasn't any emotion of, like, oh no, the bad guy, Kyle the bad guy, oh no, he's getting in contact with Mr. House, oh no. It's like, who cares? Like, there's no emotion there. And, like, Lucy and the Ghoul, oh no, they're getting trapped by the Raider guys, oh no, who cares? There's no emotion there. There's no emotion of anything. Not even with the guy trapped in the other vault. There's no emotion there for me. And so that's a big issue so far. There's no emotion. There's no emotional connection, because you can't connect if you're constantly switching between, like, 50 characters and 50 different stories. There has to be main characters that you connect with. I don't connect with the Ghoul. I don't connect with anyone here in this episode. Safi? What do you have to say?
No, I don't either, but you can't. To me, it's... And I'm glad, too, even though I'm still going to have to go back and look at the finale episode, maybe the one beforehand, maybe not. And this was, like Marco said, a catch-up episode. And so, to me, I think they were really close to where the dad was. I think that was kind of hard to tell how far or how close they were to where he was. I guess they're not, but it looks like they are. I don't know. They run upon a woman whose son was murdered, and he murdered him. The father, apparently, and but I guess he left her, and she says he's gone on. He killed my son, and it didn't. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know how, because once they find him, what are they going to do with him? That's the thing. But see, so they're not really going to get. And then Norm were left in the vault where Norm let all those cryopods open. He opened them all up, and I'm not talking about a couple. I'm talking about, geez, it might have been a couple of dozen or 3 dozen. There was quite a few.
A lot of new characters. That's going to be a huge issue, Safi.
And so, who knows? And I complain about that too, because they say when I took several writing classes that, you can't have too many characters. It diminishes the story. We've seen that for real. That does happen.
Yeah.
So, but also, I used to, years ago, watch All My Children and
The Apprentice.
This is kind of like this.
And The Apprentice, too.
Yeah. Anyway, you had these, if you remember, if you watched any soap opera at all, I think they still have one on, maybe, one or two, I'm not sure. They have different, just like this, they have different settings, different characters, but they all connect at times, but they still, it's like this. It's the setup of the show is like a soap opera.
Reminded me of the Kardashians, too, which I on Thanksgiving or the day after Thanksgiving, I saw a new episode. The Kardashians popped up, and I thought it would be really funny to watch that out of a morbid curiosity. And it's like, God, there's so many people here. Like, I don't care about any of them. I wish they would all disappear from the face of the earth. All these Kardashians. And then all their boyfriends, all the boy toys, it's like, let's just get rid of all these fucking idiots.
Yeah, whatever.
If you could press a button, would you erase all the Kardashians from the face of the earth?
Oh, that's really not right.
I would do that.
It's just the fact that they have relevance by being on TV.
If you think about,
they just quit giving them relevance.
If you could erase one entire family off the face of the earth,
that would be, we know who that would be.
I would pick the Kardashians first.
Well,
and then there's other families too.
I think people would like to get rid of.
And it's like, then you would eliminate so many of the world's issues if you just got rid of the Kardashians with the pressable button.
Though.
Mr. House would do that. Mr. House would create a button that would magically reach all the Kardashians. Even if they were in vaults, even if they were in their own safe little spaces in the apocalypse, he would create a button. He'd be like, bam! He'd press that thing while drinking a fucking glass of whiskey or something, because it's like, fuck those people. Anyways.
The problem is you have all the people who support those people.
But those people are so stupid. They'll support anyone. They'll support anyone. When they're gone, they'll just support some other retards.
Well, Michael, you've got to stop saying that.
No, I'll say whatever the fuck I want.
You can't do that.
Fuck that.
No.
Retard.
Don't do that.
Retard. Talk about the show, Safi. Get over it. Get over it.
You're the one who brought up
Get
the
over
Kardashians.
it.
They're
I talked
not
about
in
the
show.
Kardashians because I watched an episode and there's too many characters. There's so many characters. There's no connection. You can't connect with those people even if there was just one of them. And that's a big issue with Fallout so far. There's no way to connect with these characters. There's no way to connect because there's way too many.
Well, we'll see, because this was more of a update episode, and I think they purposely made it to where not much happened, because the way they released the first season, and then they're releasing this one 1 week at a time. So there's even, I think, an episode on Christmas Eve, and I think there's another one on New Year's Eve. So that's interesting.
Well, what would you rate this episode, Safi? Because I gave it a B.
I gave it a B too.
Wow.
But I appreciated, they did do a recap at the beginning. Marco said he didn't watch, but I did. And I did appreciate that, but I don't even remember the father, how he got away.
I do.
I don't. So that's why I'm going to watch the last episode of the finale episode of the first season.
Have fun with that bad episode.
Because I remember the mother. The mother was at the same place, right?
The mother was a ghoul, and then they killed her.
Yeah, she got killed. I remember that.
And then he got pissed off at that, and then he he got in the power armor and he ran away like a little bitch. So
yeah, but he has no character at all, meaning he has nothing good about him, because he has his daughter and his son back at that place, and he just leaves them like they're trash, worrying about Mr. House and how much power they're going to have.
Well, I really hope that they get a little bit more depth and dimension, because, again, if you have too many characters, there's no way to give them all a lot of depth. You have to... That's why in The Mentalist, in each season, different characters get depth. Like, different characters will get a lot of focus. Because when you have a lot of characters, you have to give them enough time to give them that. But if you have a show where there's so many characters, there's only like 8 to 10 episodes, you just can't do that. But I really hope that they get a little bit better, because the dad is probably one of the weakest characters on the show, because he's just kind of like generic bad guy. He's just kind of bad guy, and there's not really much of any depth to that. And I was going to say something else, but I forgot. So.
Okay, well, I don't think there's anything else to say.
I forgot something.
That I hope you all, watch the episode and you watch our video or listen to our video and give a comment about what you thought about it and about the episode, and what our thoughts were, and what are your thoughts about the episode, and what do you think about them going forward. If you played the game too, what do you think about how it all fits in with what you experienced playing the game?
I remember.
Like Marco, he's... How many times have you completed the game?
New Vegas?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7?
Wow.
7 times,
and
then
something like that.
Yeah.
you have more of a insight into some of what could happen, or at least what's there available.
Well, I remembered what I was going to say.
Okay. Go ahead.
They had a little trailer at the very end, and this is just one last thing.
I saw
the
that.
trailer at the very end. They showed I can't remember if they call like them overlords of the Brotherhood, this specific Brotherhood group where Maximus is, but he is played by Kumail Nanjiani, one of the most untalented, unfunny SJW actors in all of Hollywood. And to me, his goofy, stupid ass, untalented ass being in this show is a big red flag. Because let's not forget, he was also in the X-Files revival, and he ruined that show too, just like he ruins everything. He has no talent, he's not funny, he's not a good writer. The only good thing that he's ever done was an autobiographical movie that was just like a light romantic comedy that his wife helped him make. And so he has no talent. I hate the fact that he is in the show. I hate the fact, because to me, I think another issue that I didn't really talk about is that a lot of the show feels like SNL. A lot of the show feels like SNL skits. Like SNL skits in the Fallout universe. And as soon as he shows up and he's like, "Hey, I'm Kumail Nanjiani, and I am the leader of the Brotherhood." It's like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. Right, Safi? I mean, get the hell out of here.
I don't know, the other guy, Maximus, kind of like, who are you?
Yeah, it's like, who is that?
Yeah, that was funny, because it's almost like probably a real life reaction. It wasn't acted.
They would never, ever let someone like Kumail Nanjiani, "Oh, I'm Kumail Nanjiani," they would never let him be the leader of a Brotherhood group, ever. I mean, in the games, like, they're evil, they're like hyper, like masculine, like kind of like army guys, like they're the militaristic group of Fallout. They would never let Kumail Nanjiani be a leader of them, ever. because he's too goofy. He's weak. He's kind of effeminate too. You know, he's just not strong. He's a beta. He's a beta bitch. He's not funny. He's nothing.
He's Cash Patel.
God, Safi.
Oh my God! I mean, that's exactly. Well, I just like, who's that? What's he doing? You know, because they showed this, but I think the point was to see Maximus too, because
I don't care about Maximus. There's too many characters. You know, like he can just go away. Like there's already too many characters. Like I don't want to deal with him too. You know, I don't want to deal with that.
Okay, so anyway,
he can leave.
If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and like I said, share your comments with us about it, and
tell Safi to loosen up. You know, like Lucy. You know, just say okie dokie. Just kind of loosen up.
And become a subscriber. We're nearing 800, which is really weird. I watch these other things and they're saying, we're nearing 2 million subscribers. Like, oh my God.
Safi,
what's
you know,
that like?
You say that every video, and it's almost like you're purposefully doing that so that we can never reach that.
Well, the thing is, I think this is...
That's what you're
calling
doing.
It Subscriber Week or something.
That's what you're doing.
It's kind of like public TV.
That's what you're doing.
Trying to get people to donate.
That's what you're doing.
That's what it reminds me of.
Well, that's what you're doing.
So anyway, also don't forget, we do have a Patreon, and it's for things that Marco does with his movie making.
And it's also bonus videos for the channel, which Safi will be participating in soon.
Yeah, right. And
yes,
then,
that is right. That is correct.
He's made a short. So if you'd like to see this, it's in color or black and white, whichever you want. And
it's also currently on sale. It's called County Fear. Safi would never forget the name because it's so distinct and unique and incredibly amazing and creative, just like the entire short. And and so you can get both versions for like $9. $9 for 2 short movies in one. And if you just, or you could just subscribe to the Patreon for the $10 tier, the second tier, and you could get access to both those shorts. You could get the commentary for it. You could get an hour and 40 minutes of behind the scenes of making the short film, and you could get all the bonus videos for just that one tier. So,
okay, so that's it. So goodbye, everybody.
Bye.